BeamNG has improved a lot over the years, having mastered the soft body physics, working on a story/career mode, and even still, they are ever improving, adding more details into cars, more moving parts, more realism. And in update 0.37, we just took one big leap closer to the perfect simulation game. At least, in my opinion. However, let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Yes. Fourhua fans, wait until the end as I have some important news for y'all. BeamMG 0.37 recently came out. I am a bit late to the party, however one of the major features added was brake pad glow. When temperatures exceed 538 degrees Celsius or 1000 degrees Fahrenheit, this is when the glow occurs. This was mostly overshadowed by the new limo and remastered props. However, the reason I believe this to be a game changer, and way more important than what most normal people would think, is because, well, it's awesome. Pushing the car so fast your brakes glow, quite a small change, however one that is necessary for BeamNG to gain its best simulation game title. But this doesn't just show us some red brakes, but it also shows us that BeamNG is starting to show the wheels some love, as well as another feature I will discuss later. However, I have already discussed the upcoming tyre update in a previous video, so I won't discuss that part here. So basically, the reason I believe this is big is because it really shows BeamNG is all about that attention to detail. If modelled engines, moving drive shafts, realistic suspension wasn't enough for you, then I really hope that this update was one big step in the right direction. I understand perfection is a huge claim, however I genuinely think it's these tiny little details that make a huge impact that we just take for granted in every game. I'll use Red Dead Redemption 2 as an example. The story has been described as one of, if not the most, emotionally intense stories in any game.
I'm afraid. I had a son. He passed away. I had a girl who loved me. I threw that away. My mama died when I was a kid. And my daddy, well, I watched him die. And it weren't soon enough.
My husband died a long time ago. Life is full of pain. But there is also love and beauty.
What am I gonna do now?
However, it isn't just the good story that makes it feel so real. It's the little details you take for granted, such as its amazing graphics, the realism of the birds chirping, the random encounters you come across, the people you meet on the street. All these little factors and more get you immersed in RDR2. And it's like that in BeamNG. Most people never notice the autistic details, like the exhaust smoke becoming blue when you have an oil leak, like in real life, or how now the brake pads glow when they get too hot. Tiny details that make it feel real, make it more immersing, make it almost perfect. As for the other detail I mentioned before, something people have wanted in BeamNG for a hot minute, and a cold minute, and a lukewarm minute, you get the idea. Realistic-ish tyre deflation. While BeamNG are still working on and have not released their realistic tyres, they have given us a little taster of it in 0.37. Now, when you drive over the new spike strip prop, and only this prop, the tyres will slowly deflate over a long period of time, as they would if you drove over a spike strip in real life. However, if you deflate the tyres in any other way, they will just suddenly go flat as they previously did. However, this slow, realistic deflation is arguably a bigger feature than the colour changing brake pads, as it has a physical impact on gameplay, albeit small. I think this is one huge step in the right direction of BeamNG's revolutionary tyre physics, as I have previously discussed. Potentially, they will release the updates slower over time, rather than just in one big update. Potentially 0.37 was just the first installment of realistic tyres. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I did talk for a while, but please remember, these are just my opinions and what I think this means to BeamNG, although I would love to hear your thoughts in the description below. And, Fourhua fans, I've just moved out of home and just started university, something my Discord knows, and that's why I've not uploaded in ages, or been really active anywhere. I may struggle for videos for a while, as I have a job, sorry, no censor. For the past few weeks and weeks to come, every day is spent either at uni or working. I seriously have no days off, but I'm not complaining. This is being written at 11 PM, lol. Thanks and good night, folks. I genuinely love you all and for everything you have done for me. Good night.